and welcome to Shocktober. So every single day this month there is going to be a special movie review, so 31 movie reviews, in addition to my regular Monday through Friday schedule. So with the exception of Saturdays and Sundays, where there'll only be one Shocktober review each day, it'll be basically double the videos. I know. I'm crazy. So you may have heard me talking about this before, but I'll touch on it again really briefly since this is the first video. So I've done 31 days of horror in previous years, and those were just like 31, like it was the same thing, like a movie review every single day. Shocktober, I thought I would do Gory B movie, kind of. I don't think she created it, but she took the idea from somebody else and made it horror, I think, if I remember her little description on Letterboxd. I'll link Gory B's page on Letterboxd for that in the description box, as well as my own on Letterboxd. I copy and pasted the rules from hers, but she has like a little explanation on on her page, so I'll link hers down there also. But basically there's kind of like criteria I have to follow for all of these movie reviews. So for example, out of all 31 reviews, 6 of them have to be foreign movies, 5 of them have to be directed by women. There has to be like 1 slasher, one Vincent Price movie, like stuff like that. And movies, like the movies can fill multiple criteria as well. You can have a movie that's a foreign film and directed by a woman, and it ticks off boxes in both of those areas, if that makes sense. So I don't think I'm gonna bother saying like what boxes these movies tick off. I have my whole list on Letterboxd already. They're just not rated on there yet. I'll put my ratings for each movie on each day. Obviously, because I don't want to give away what I think about the last movie on the 1st of October. But I have the whole list up so you can see exactly what movies I'll be reviewing each day, so you can see for yourself if it's the criteria. There's a few movies on here, like the one today, that I've seen before, but I've never reviewed on here, of course. But for all 31 days, I haven't reviewed these films at all, and like 98% of them I haven't seen before either. So just, I think there's like 2 or 3 that I have seen already. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into the first one, which is one that I've seen already but not reviewed yet, which is Jennifer's Body, directed by Karin Kusama. Jennifer's Body stars Amanda Seyfried as Needy and Megan Fox as Jennifer, and they are 2 best friends who go to this concert at a bar, and Jennifer goes off with the band, and they try to sacrifice her to become more successful, thinking she is a virgin. As she is not a virgin, a demon inhabits her body, and she kind of becomes a succubus, and she needs to literally eat boys to survive. And Needy realizes this, or she discovers what Jennifer has become and has to stop her. So this is one that when I first saw it, like this movie came out in 2009, so I was still in high school when this movie came out. Depending on how early or late in the year it was, I was either a junior or a senior in high school. So my my mostly uneducated high school brain just saw this as like a vehicle for, you know, tits and ass for boys to see it. Like, I rolled my eyes so hard that Megan Fox was in this, and I was just like, ugh, everyone's just gonna go see it because Megan Fox is hot and blah 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 blah. But as I've watched it again and again over the years, I've kind of found a new appreciation for it, and I think it helps too that I've seen it now a couple times with the commentary on. The DVD has a really good commentary with Karin Kusama and the writer Diablo Cody, which if you haven't seen that yet and you own the DVD and it has the commentary, I highly recommend you watch it with the commentary on. It's very good. But I've kind of developed a newfound appreciation for Jennifer's body that I didn't have before. I mean, it just comes with being mature, right? So what I really like about Jennifer's body now, now as I realize, I think it helps after you've gotten out of high school, because these are supposed to be high school students, so I think it helps when you have that retrospect on high school, you see this movie differently. But I like how they play up the tropes of female relationships and sexuality and strength and things like that. Like, it's almost like a farce what it is, or it's almost like a parody almost, that it's so comical how they, like, especially in like Needy and Jennifer's interactions, especially in the beginning, they really, you can really see, at least when I watch it, I can really see me and some of my friends in their interactions, and I like how they play that up, and it kind of comes into play when Jennifer becomes a demon. It's really interesting. And while I largely don't really like a lot of the stuff that Megan Fox is in, I really like her as Jennifer in this movie. I think she makes a really compelling case for Jennifer being kind of a victim as well in this movie, especially when she first leaves with the band and the van door is closing, and she, like, her and Needy look at each other as Needy's kind of like watching her get into this van full of guys, and you can just see on her face, on Jennifer's face, that you know, she's she's a victim too, and she does make a compelling case for it throughout the movie. And there is a turning point, like pretty much in the third act of the film, where, you know, she full on becomes the villain, but for the most part she's very sympathetic. You kind of feel sorry for her for the most part. A lot of people have kind of related Jennifer's condition with like PMS and your menstrual cycle, which I thought which I always find really funny. Like the kind of mood swings that Jennifer has in the beginning when she first gets turned and she goes to Needy's house, and she like rummages through her fridge and pulls out the chicken and just starts shoveling food into her mouth. And when Needy tries to stop her, she like roars at her, which is just so I know most guys watching don't want to hear this, but any girl that's been on her period can relate to that, seriously. And then how she like goes from like growling at Needy to like smiling and things like that, like the mood swings everyone can relate to. And then throughout the film, as Needy is kind of figuring out what's going on, you see that after Jennifer is fed, she's all glowy and pretty and strutting down the hallway. And then when she gets hungry a month later, she's like, she looks kind of sickly. You can really see the bags under her eyes. Her hair is kind of like limp and flat, until she feeds again, and then she's glowy again, which seems like a menstrual cycle. So I always get a good laugh out of that every time I watch this movie. So the one thing I still kind of don't like about Jennifer's body is the fact that Megan Fox is in it. While I do think she does a good job with the character, I think because she's in it, a lot of people just write it off as a vehicle for Megan Fox to be hot. And I mean, I guess it kind of works on that level if you're just gonna watch the movie at surface value. You can just see it as that. And especially like the scene that everybody talks about with this movie where Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried make out for a little bit. I think that one, I think because of that and because of Megan Fox, it kind of gets written off as like, oh, this is just for the guys because look at these two hot girls and things like that. So, and it's not so much the movie's fault that I dislike that, it's more the people watching it, the audience, like the larger audience that watches this movie, I think. So it's not really the fault of the movie, but I don't like that about Jennifer's body. So should you watch Jennifer's Body? If you haven't seen it yet, yes, definitely go see it. It's got a lot of gore and it's pretty funny at times. I think maybe there's a little more humor in there that the girls are gonna get a little bit more, but it still works for everybody as well. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and give Jennifer's Body rating a 4 out of 5. I have really grown into liking this movie. If I had done a review of this when I first saw it when I was in high school, I probably would have given this like a 0 out of 5 or something. I really, I just don't think I got it. I didn't get it the first time I watched it. Right, so on IMDb right now, it has a 5.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 43% critic score and a 34% audience score. Interestingly, on Roger Ebert, it has a 3 out of 4, which I thought is actually really surprising for that website. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and then all this month there'll be movie reviews every single day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.